early culture, you know, because I know right now there's that sport and fashion infusion. It's been happening forever. You know, like your dope boys on the street would have like a really expensive tracksuit on in the 80s. Yeah, you know, and like, you know.
You want to bring the classic cultures for this capsule collection.
Exactly. For the rib, that was like the whole premise. So that's basically the rib. Then this shoe is basically the Alife store. So when you walk in the door to the Alife, you've got a mirror on your right hand side, you've got your cork seats, you've got your white floor, and then you've got your wood fixture where all the product is. And then when you walk through the door, you're greeted by a welcome sign, hand painted by us both. So we threw that on the inside of the tongue to like give you that like walk through the door, you're an Alife sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, you know, and you know, where the rib has always been super classic, like Alife has been crazy, a little bit more like out there. So that shoe, it's a retro style, but it's a little more out there, you know? And it's the Alife on its side. So that's basically the Alife store. Before you get into the store, you walk past a Piranha tank that has been there since the beginning. The diorama was created by the guys who do the dioramas for the Natural History Museum in the city. Like they even did that as amazing for us. So we wanted to play into the Piranha tank. It's very, very iconic as to who we are. Anyone who's been to the store, you see it. It's like the first thing you see. So, you know, just playing into the overall theme, playing into the colors, you know, kind of playing on all of that. And then, you know, another thing that we have been doing for quite some time and that we love are our sessions, which are our concerts in the backyard. Nas, Moby, Q-Tip, 3-6 Mafia, King Cruel, Dev Hines, Drake, all these guys perform in the backyard to 150 people. You know, like you go back there and you see these people that like thousands of people typically show up for it, and you're watching with 100 people, 150 people. Like you get to see them, you get to talk to them. So that's just super important because art, the culture, the music, you know, downtown, like it's bigger than sneakers, it's bigger than t-shirts, it's a whole culture thing. And for us to be able to like work with these artists that are a part of our culture, what we love, like Saturday we got Raekwon coming and performing, and you're like, it's wild. If you told me when I was like 17 that he'd be like coming, we'd be hanging out, we'd be eating chicken together, I'd tell you to lie. So, you know, the sessions are huge for us, like that. So it's a good way for us to get the word out about who we are. So the idea was to create a session shoe which sort of has an old amplifier feel. You know, the old textured leather of an old amplifier, the mesh, the wide like mesh of like an amplifier that would cover the speaker. And all of our original sessions branding was yellow, blue, red on a white or a black shirt with this particular logo on the shirt. So, you know, it was just to kind of like pay tribute to the sessions, the concerts, the lifestyle and the culture that we've created in the backyard. So that would be the session shoe. And then lastly, over here, excuse me guys, I gotta get in here, I'm sorry about that. If you've been in New York and if you've been walking, you know, like the Alife stickers are everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Fucking stickers.
What is a sticker? I didn't. Oh, yeah,
stickers are everywhere. And they've been, you know, like I've got friends who don't know anything about sneakers. They don't know anything about
Actually, it's on my laptop. I have these stickers.
See what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just iconic for like, again, culture, you know, like it's not just sneakers and apparel, you know, like it's writers, it's you know, Daryl's putting stickers in places they're not supposed to. And then over time, the stuck-up pattern has become very iconic as to like who we are. It's something you associate with the brand, you know, like you look around, you see this logo, like you know that's us. So, you know, the idea was to play into the sticker culture, the Daryl culture, what you know from us and seeing on it, and you know, what you're comfortable with as who we are. So, you know, we ran that throughout the midsole. Again, you know, super classic model. Got your little Alife New York in there, and you know, just like tonal, stuck-up pattern. If we were to like wrap a door, you know, like just the sticker culture in general.
If you have to pick one sneaker, which one is your favorite designer? Everyone's a baby.
I love them all, you know. I'm obviously like an old guy, so I live in this realm. But you know, like the thing is the guys at Puma are so good at what they do that like when we had the conversation, they were just like, oh no, I get it.